Giant lips, they steal the show. She waltzes in, they seem to grow. Negligent suits, they piled up fast. Her legal career, it didn't last. Legally lips, oh sensitive soul. Low self-esteem took quite a toll. Tassie stagery, her heart's desire. But the bar said, girl, you're playing with fire. Muppet remarks, she's quick to sue. Defamation, nah, it's just the truth. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la la la.
Hey, hold on a second. We have a small technical difficulty. Hold on. I'm going to fix it. We have a volume problem, and we definitely don't want that because this song is hilarious, and I want you to hear it. Hold on. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it right now. Here we go. We're starting again.
Legally lips, oh what a name. 5 years of law, her claim to fame. Giant lips, they steal the show. She waltzes in, they seem to grow. Negligent suits, they piled up fast. Her legal career, it didn't last. Legally lips, oh sensitive soul. Low self-esteem took quite a toll. Tassie stagery, her heart's desire. But the bar said, girl, you're playing with fire. Muppet remarks, she's quick to sue. Defamation, nah, it's just the truth. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la la la. She botched a case, forgot the date, left her client in a sorry state. The bar stepped in, said lips behave. Discipline came like a tidal wave. Now she's crying in her Botox chair. Why's the world so mean and unfair? Legally lips, oh sensitive soul. Low self-esteem took quite a toll. Tassie surgery, her heart's desire. But the bar said, girl, you're playing with fire. Muppet remarks, she's quick to sue. Defamation, nah, it's just the truth. Na na na, na 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 na, na na na, na na na. Call me a Muppet, I'll see you in court. Her latest lawsuit, it's her favorite sport. But the judge just laughed, threw the case right out. Legally lips, what's this all about? Her lips so big they block the sun, yet she thinks she's fooled everyone. 5 years in, she had to quit before the bar could throw a fit. Now she's posing for selfies galore, with lips that could knock you right to the floor. No defamation, just honest talk. Those lips could star in a Muppet walk. Legally lips, oh sensitive soul. Low self-esteem took quite a toll. Tassie surgery, her heart's desire. But the bar said, girl, you're playing with fire. Muppet remarks, she's quick to sue. Defamation, nah, it's just the truth. Na, 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 na. So here's to lips with her pouty frown, the lawyer who left with the plastic crown. Legally lips, we wish you well, but maybe chill with the lawsuit spell. Your lips are fine, let the Muppets be. Find some peace, set your spirit free.
And there we go. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but welcome back to the show. You know what I realized? I rendered it while I had the volume down low because you and I were talking while I was doing it. I forgot to turn it back up. But we have fixed it, and that is the latest. That was actually created for the musical that I'm working on. But I thought that I would share it with you tonight. We have quite the show for you tonight. We have lots of things to get to. You know, we dug in a lot to Leslie Ferderigos, aka Lips. we've dug into her past a lot, but a person who has kind of skated would be her husband. Her husband, Michael Ferderigos, who is also part of the lawsuit. We are suing him for all of the things, malicious prosecution, abusive process, all of that. And so we started doing a little digging today. And oh my God, we had just never spent any time looking into him. And the things that we have found is why I named this show tonight the Frivolous Fertogos Family Business. Because this is a pattern of behavior with both of them, not just her, with both of them. So if you ever thought that, oh, he's innocent, he didn't do any of this, she did it all without his knowledge, if you thought that, you thought wrong. That did not happen. And
there's a lot of people that are handing out that, oh well, it's not a big deal. This guy, he's just an innocent party out here. Had no idea. Oh yeah, he's known about everything.
Exactly. And not only that, he has a history of bar discipline as well, or being threatened with sanctions and discipline, etc. Now, it may not have risen to the level of actual discipline by the bar, because I can't seem to find any discipline, which is weird, because what has happened, though, is that judges, at least, have threatened him with sanctions. That's for sure. And we have that. I have a 50-page order tonight from a judge, and not just any judge. He's a judge a judge It is Judge Hinkle. And who's Judge Hinkle? Do you remember Hinkle? Hinkle is the lead judge, the chief judge in the federal case, Belitho's boss. And this order is 50 pages. 50 pages going after these two. I think it's both of them on there. Hold on, let me see. Is it both of them? I don't know if it's just him or her who brought the suit, but this would be one of the guardianship cases. It was Victor Lambo versus the Sketchley law firm. And actually, I'm not sure if it was both of them or one of them on this. I have to look it up, because on his order, he doesn't name the attorneys. Actually, Shizzy would know. Is he in here? I'll have to ask him if he knows which lawyer was on this case. But then we have an article by 360. Is it 360 Law? Is that what the name of it is?
360 Law. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 360 Law. And it says that the title of that one is
Law
another
360. I said 360.
Or Law 360. 360
yeah.
Another attorney sanctioned for allegedly hallucinated law case.
Yeah, when you that's such a weird name, by the way. For AI, using AI sources. I'd never heard.
Exactly.
I'd never heard that until, I guess, a few weeks back. I didn't realize it was named that. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's not actually some hallucinogens and practicing law on that. Or
well,
something.
It could be both. It could be both. I mean, we don't know for sure. But no, okay. Shizzy just confirmed. Yes, it's the 50-page order is Michael's case. It is Michael Ferderigos' case. And oh my goodness, the judge tears into him like you cannot believe. And I'm not going to read the entire 50 pages. I've highlighted some things in it that will show a pattern of abuse, a pattern of that we are looking at. By the way, there are 1,700 of you in here right now. Make sure that you like the stream and share it out. Actually, I feel like that's a mistake. Boy, is YouTube having problems again? Is YouTube having problems telling us who's here?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I got a message that they were having issues. Did you get that?
No, I didn't.
It was in my studio. It was like in the notifications. It was like, we know that something's going on wrong with whatever.
Well, there was definitely something from the other day, because there was just a lot of their numbers was off, so I can tell there is something off.
Yeah, there's something. Ago. There's something off tonight too, unless there's something else happening I don't know about. But make sure you share the stream. Maybe my notifications didn't go out. But those of you who are here, thank you for being here. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are subscribed, make sure that you check to make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube likes to play weird little games and we're not sure why. And they think people are bots and they just delete your membership or your subscription. And that's annoying. So just make sure that you check every once in a while, because they will do that every once in a while. They will just clean your subscriptions out without your permission, which is ridiculous. And by the way, if you do appreciate the entertainment, you like the stream, you want to support the show, you support it just by being here. But if you want to support it monetarily, we appreciate that too. And you can do that through supertip.gg/Megan Fox, which is a lot of fun with AI voices. And it sounds a little something. Whoop, where'd you go, Tug? Whoop, there you are. It sounds a little something like this. Rickles64, thanks for the 10.
My subliminal implant from Jeremy revealed today's secret code. Frontal lobotomy. I repeat, frontal lobotomy.
Hey, Chester, know anyone who can use a good frontal lobotomy? Jeremy's message said, repeat. Maybe those folks can use a second frontal lobotomy.
Like, you really think it will help?
Super tips are a lot of fun. I missed Jeremy's video, so I didn't get the joke, but I bet it's funny. I'll have to go back and watch it. And Rozilla's Realm, thanks for the $9.
Would you put any faith in a lawyer calling herself Lips?
Well, I have this client who uses hers a lot.
Sure. I'll take any lip service that can be offered right now.
No.
So that's what super tips sounds like. And of course, we also accept super chats like Alex Marie. Thanks for the 25. Breadstick money. What a way to start out the night. And Max Lab, thanks for the $1. Robert Ward says, love the show. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you. We love you too. And Doc's Counteraction became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. And Sammy J, thanks for the 5. Home coffee for me, breadsticks for you. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate that. So that's how it's done. If you support the show, you can send super tips. You can send Cash Apps, Venmos. Those exist too. I'll put up the little banner so that my mods don't yell at me. And yeah, check it out. And thank you very much. And by the way, I'm going to set a goal tonight because I have a very special treat for you guys tonight. Very special treat. Now, I have become addicted to Just J Hip's flea caps of the fleas. You know, do you ever listen to those flea caps?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm addicted and I don't think he does them enough. And I have yelled at him about that. You know, if I'm the one in charge here, like everyone says I am, he's really bad at following my directions because I told him we need more of those. We need, you know, you need to do it every day because they're so funny. But he just continually ignores me. And I don't really understand how, because supposedly I'm the boss calling the shots. I'm the capo, remember? But he just doesn't listen at all. So I invited him to do a little flea cap for you here tonight on this show. But I'm going to set a goal so that he won't appear until we hit that goal. And I think that tonight, I think we'll set it at, we'll do a dollar amount. How about that? Because that makes it easier for me between the super tips and the YouTube chats. It's easier for me to calculate quickly. So we'll say when we hit $200, that opens up your flea cap from Just J Hip. He's going to come on the show and share that with us for a few minutes, and it will be hilarious. And
I heard something really funny too. I heard that there's going to be a certain 2L that is going to be at our depots and everything. Did you hear about that?
I did.
That's really an interesting discussion because they've been telling us that we're going to have our case dismissed and we're up to $300,000, right? I mean, you heard that too, yeah?
I did. So they went from 168,000 in 21 days to now 300,000 in 21 days.
So how are we being deposed? And first of all, you can't come to our depots, but let's just say in a real word, you could. How are we being deposed? And we're having our case dismissed and we're sanctioned at the same time. How is that working?
I don't know, but apparently, I guess they think we're going to get all the way to depositions. But
yeah,
also,
it's amazing. They're going to be there for everything. I'm like, Whoops.
Were they
Whoopsie.
aware though? Were they aware though that depositions you can't attend unless you are part of the lawsuit?
Indeed. And, if you're telling us that you're going to try to sneak in, we will actually make sure that if it's a remote, then we will make sure that we tell that and make sure everyone stays on camera. If not, then, well, you definitely aren't going to come there in person and sit.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's interesting, Jeremy. So Jeremy's in the chat. Hey there, Kodunk. It's good to see you. What the Hale says, we can only hope Fleesa can get out of the truck. Regardless, she'll be served for her Ohio case.
Ohio case. Ohio? That's weird.
There's an Ohio case.
There's something fun we're going to bring up too. We're also going to debunk a little trip we heard about as we get to that Law 360 thing.
Oh, are we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to do that.
I don't remember
too.
what it was. I don't remember. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
remember Italy?
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a big deal too. But before we get into it, I do want to let you guys know that I dropped a new video today, a new TLDR for What the Hales. And this video is like it's a primer, right? A beginning primer for you beginners out there who want to know what is the What the Hales media ecosystem that we're always talking about. And I've gotten enough messages from people that have said, I don't understand who all these people are. I don't understand the characters. I don't understand the nicknames. And I was paying attention, but then I lost track of everything. And I just, I don't know. I don't know who
It's
these people are.
understandable.
It is. So I made a whiteboard. Well, this one is actually yellow, but I made a whiteboard and I made a TLDR video. Now look at the size of this thing.
God, it's like Big Bird.
I know. Look at
Big Bird yellow. I like it.
I know. It was white for the video I made, but I've been making I've been tweaking it a little. But look at the size of this ecosystem. It started out with the originals, with Lynette and John and all these people in like Florida, and then it branched out and became this octopus of clowns. Right? It's like an octopus at the end of each arm is another clown that decided to get into this anti-Jeremy Hales media ecosystem. So if you are behind on who is who and, who are all these people we're talking about, whose nickname belongs to who, and what is this about? Plus a very short overview of how Tug and I ended up in a lawsuit because of our coverage. Watch that video that I dropped today, because it's 30 minutes long. Don't do it right now. Obviously, right now we're here together. You can watch it later, put a, bookmark it for later. I will drop the link in the chat and then you guys can kind of, save it for later, but definitely give it some love, watch it. And if you have friends or family who are tired of hearing you talk about this and they have no idea what a Fleesa is, or what, or a bubbles, and they're totally confused, this would be a great way to kind of break them into who are these people and why are they doing what they're doing. And so I would encourage you to watch that, and I will drop the link as soon as I find it. There it is. Get shareable link. But that took me forever to find. Here we go. Link to video right here, and I will put it in the chat for both Rumble and YouTube. How you doing, Rumble? And Locals, by the way, if you are following me on Locals, meganfox.locals.com, I will post the video. I think I posted it there earlier, so it's up there as well. Link to TLDR. And if you don't know what TLDR means, it means too long, didn't read. I tried to keep it under 30 minutes so that it doesn't take up your entire day. You don't have to watch a 2-hour live stream to figure out who's who. Okay. Now, shall we get to the article, Doug?
Oh, yeah. Indeed.
This is really something. We're really learning things about Michael Ferderigos. We kind of started out thinking maybe he doesn't know what his wife is doing. And then we find out that they're the absolute perfect couple for one another. Another attorney sanctioned for allegedly hallucinated case law. This sounds ominous. By Andrea Keckley. Now, note the date, July 10th, 2025.
Yeah.
Folks. That was
Yeah.
this month.
Yep.
This month. Here we go. A Florida judge on Wednesday issued a blistering order against an attorney who became the latest of many to face sanctions over filings with case law suspected of being hallucinated by generative artificial intelligence, ordering him to take AI ethics courses and repay opposing counsel's fees. Whoa, so those are sanctions. Like he did get
Oh,
disciplined.
that's real sanctions. Yes, very much.
So Hinkle ordered him to take AI ethics courses and repay counsel fees. Wow.
Mhm.
Wakulla County Circuit Judge, oh no, this is a different judge. Sorry, not Hinkle. This is Lane Smith. Hinkle's the other one that screamed at him in the other order. Wakulla County Circuit Judge Lane Smith issued the order against Michael Ferderigos, who is representing an interested party in a guardianship matter after finding 4 apparently non-existent cases in 2 of the pleadings he filed in May. Oh my God.
Wrong.
Oh my goodness. This is so bad. I'm trying to think. I don't even think I have a button for this. I mean, this is pretty bad. You know,
It's wild. Wow. Just creating citation out of whole cloth.
oh, this is a good button for that.
And this will get awkward.
It will, especially when the judge starts getting quoted. Very well gets awkward.
You know what's funny about this is that Fleesa has been accusing Randy of using AI
Hmm.
recently. Has been accusing Randy of using AI, which is really funny. Did she know this was out there? Did she know that Michael Ferderigos, the guy she calls a really good lawyer who really knows what he's talking about and gets $500 an hour, has been sanctioned because he used AI in non-existent cases? Wow. So it says here, according to the order, Ferderigos initially claimed he had filed the wrong motion and would refile that day, but did not, and later blamed a typographical error.
Typographical error. Oh my God. I mean, that's definitely one way to go with it, right?
Yeah, that's one way.
I mean, it isn't one. Here's the thing: when you read this, and again, remember what kind of a case it is. So we would automatically pull up the filing for you, but again, we're talking about a guardianship matter. But in this, it notes finding 4 non-existent, not 1, not 2, not
one.
3,
Yeah.
4.
4. Whew, and look at this paragraph. Attorney
that-
Ferderigos made no effort to correct these grievous errors or mitigate the damages to the ward, the parties, the court, or even his own client, Judge Smith wrote. Instead, he took a puzzlingly contemptuous and combative tone in his false statements of law and fact, gaslighting this court and his fellow litigants.
How that right there sounds like something that we have seen already. When you look at
Oh yeah.
when you look at the filings, it's everything that we come up with. We're like, hey, this person, they created or they distributed rather revenge porn. No. Actually, and they try to make excuses about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe this? Yeah. I mean, anyway, yeah. The gaslighting is unbelievable.
It's gaslighting. I mean, it is very much.
Last night, Felice is out there reading something from Lips, who is now alleging that a screenshot from her own TikTok page is something I created. So again, she shares actual digitally created AI prawn of me and Jeremy Hales, which is clearly created digitally. She Luthman clearly made that. He admitted to making it. She shares it multiple times. And then she accuses me of making up revenge porn about her because I showed her a screen cap of her TikTok page. By the way, that entire TikTok page is screen recorded.
Yeah.
It's not, it's the entire page. Every video she put up, everything, it's all screen recorded. And I saw it myself. It's there. It was there. She's, just because she's deleted it all does not, I would never do something like that. And she's out there accusing me of creating.
It's gaslighting is what it is. I mean, that's all it is. You have to be careful about falling into the gaslighting trap too, because you don't defend yourself with people like that. What you do is you remind people they are just trying to create a smoke screen for everything they did, while admittedly trying to run up costs and all kinds of other insanity. I mean, the biggest gaslighting that we've seen, though, is trying to say, we are bringing a vexatious lawsuit when we are suing because of a vexatious lawsuit.
Litigation. I know. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
It blows.
So the gaslighting is something that the Ferderigos family is well versed on. And this court, Judge Smith, recognized it and accused him in a very harsh way of gaslighting this court and his fellow litigants. He further attempts to shirk his responsibility to properly supervise and review the people or technology he uses to prepare his pleadings by blaming, without explanation, some unidentified editing program. Wow.
That's amazing. That is.
Do you want to pick up from here?
I'm baffled, first of all, why you would take that tone in a court when you get caught, why you would go after the judge and become combative. And again, the court saying themselves that you're gaslighting the court, because that stays in decision territory forever. It's always something you can refer back to.
It's all they have because, they get combative because they don't have an actual defense. And, this is their grift. The grift is we are always put upon. We're always the victims because of all our good work in guardianship cases. And, it's kind of a smart play because everybody knows guardianship. The entire industry is rife with abuse. I'm not disputing that it is. It is, but that doesn't mean that every single case is abusive.
Well, unfortunately, though, the abuse continues into law. When you do things like this is also abuse. I mean,
not servicing your clients well, being too damn lazy to go on Westlaw and find actual sources. That is abusing your clients. Yeah.
Yeah, because you train wreck the case. Like, it has become about this. Like, how do you convince a judge that you're supposed to go a different way when it's become this right here?
Right. This is I think what they call malpractice.
Oh yeah. I would 100% sue a lawyer for some bullshit like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's going to negatively affect the litigants. And they don't deserve that. They deserve good attorneys who fight for them and do their due diligence. So, yeah, that's a problem.
But this becomes your answer. So, Ferderigos, however, denies the allegations, telling Law 360 Pulse in an email on Thursday that he plans to move for a rehearing on the matter. Quote, any attorney who fights against the attorneys stealing people's estates gets targeted. It happened to my wife. It happened. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, this is their narrative they've created.
I've read how all of that stuff went, and that's not how things played.
It's not how it went.
No. I mean,
we've exposed some of that, and
that's why ultimately, though, with folks like this, whether it's paint chips or whether it's lips, whomever, they should not accept them being able to run away in some way. They should not. They should have to drop on that proverbial grenade. They should have to take their licks. They should 100% not only have to admit to a crime, but when they are caught at it, if they start reversing like this kind of bullshit right here, they should get taken to freaking task for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the bar has clarified what happened too. You know, when asked, they turned over paperwork for it all. So that's fascinating. But it happened to who freed 13 people from wrongful guardianship and has a perfect, by the way, score. Perfect score as far as ratings. You know, it is. It's perfect. I mean, it's all 1 out of 5.
I was like, where is he going with this?
It is. I mean, it's amazing. You know how hard
I wouldn't call that. I wouldn't call that perfect.
Oh, it's perfect,
Yeah,
man. What are you talking about, man? I mean, you know, wait. Well, that's true. 1 is, I guess, the loneliest number.
At first, I was like,
What?
but then it all made perfect sense. I love it when you set me up for a good joke. Like, that's not how I remember it, Tug. I'm so gullible.
And now it's happening to me. On May 30th, Ferderigos filed a notice of case law. The Judge Smith says included a Westlaw list of 20 quote unquote possible case sites for
Possible.
what the hell is possible case site? You know.
So let me get this straight. The judge says, I can't find these 4 citations, and you submit a list of 20 possible citations?
You're like, well, this could be one.
One of these could be it.
Oh my God. I'm gonna feed every document I find that deals with anything they file. I'm gonna feed it to AI and I'm gonna have them go through and ask me, you know, I'm gonna ask it to pull up every case off of that just so I can see if they exist.
Yeah. Well, now we know we're gonna have to go back and search because
Well, AI is a mess like that, you know. Like, for example, when if I look up a lawyer, it'll tell me sometimes that, yeah, that lawyer got in trouble. Why'd that lawyer get in trouble? Well, if they have a client that got in trouble, it'll actually attribute what happened to the client to them. So, I mean, you get all kinds of problems. You can't listen to AI. You can use it as a way to start some kind of research, but you cannot use it as some kind of definitive tool. It's just so ignorant. And possible case sites. That's amazing. Well, Judge, I was telling you possible law, you know. I love that. That's amazing. Oh, my God. For one of the 4 allegedly fake cases in Ferderigos' pleadings, quote, proving that no such case existed. He followed up earlier this month with another filing, which is not visible to the public. In a draft, it's so funny, I love it. In a draft of the rehearing motion shared with Law 360, Ferderigos claims his filings verify that all the cases exist. Okay, well,
it shouldn't be that hard to verify that if they exist or not. They're either on Westlaw and you can find the exact citation you used, or you can't and they don't. I don't know what in the hell I wish we knew what his filing said, because it doesn't sound like that's what happened, like at all. It sounds like Tug jumped for a second.
Yeah, I had to for a second. I heard my door opening. The little one is excited. She gets to go to aquarium tomorrow. So, you know, she's antsy, very much antsy. And I'm like, you better go to sleep, you know, that is a lot of walking. And if you're not, you know, if you're not rested up, because you're gonna have to leave very early in the morning. If you're not rested up, it's gonna be a problem. Oh, she's so funny though. But yeah, let's see. So Michael Ferderigos Esquire has been accused by the court of providing false cases. Yet this court has been provided all cases straight from Westlaw. Parties, now this is a beautiful part right here. Okay. Parties are scheduled to reconvene on, what's this date here, Megan?
July 16th, 2025.
Now, funny enough, there was some interesting stuff that supposedly happened right around that date. We were told that these parties, they weren't able to pop up and talk about anything because they were going to be in Italy, right? You remember that? Yeah.
I remember she said she was in Italy when she sent Fleesa the recorded message.
Mhm.
She said she was in Italy.
And yet, okay, so if we track all of this back, on the 16th, that is the day before we have our case drop. In fact, if you go through a timeline of that day, find out that the case drops really after noon is when they're kicking it through, and the communications that they had, talking about that now infamous discussion, the one that they're like, we wouldn't turn over our communications. Oh my God, I love that. But with that, we have 2 days right there that they're not in Italy. Okay. But then suddenly, when all this stuff starts coming up and it's discussed, suddenly they're abroad. That's amazing, isn't it? So how are they in court?
How are they in 2 places at once? I mean, on the 16th, he is in court, and then
they miracle
same
abroad
day,
somehow.
isn't that the same day that there was a phone call with Randy?
That was the next day.
Or the next day, the 17th.
Yeah.
But when did they travel to Italy then? Because it takes a long time to get there from
Yeah,
here.
it's not like you just miracle over there.
Well, maybe they got beamed up.
Yeah, oh, maybe it's like the rapture, and they were like, yeah, no. I'm just going to drop you off at the next stop. You're like, but I don't live in Italy.
Actually, someone just asked, is there a town named Italy in the U.S.? There's a lot of them. There's one here in New York. I know there's an Italy, New York. There are towns around the U.S. named Italy. So maybe they meant Italy, Florida. I don't know. Oh, that's funny. All right, here we are.
So
We're still here.
All right. Other attorneys in recent years have faced sanctions over the presence of fake law and pleadings that appear to have been hallucinated by a chatbot. The first of these incidents, they came in 2023. Yeah, we heard about that when these started popping off. After 2 personal injury attorneys were hit with $5,000 fines for submitting a brief written by AI. Legal ethics experts have told Law 360 that judges often have wide discretion on how they handle these situations and have levied fines ranging from $2K to $15K. Sometimes they've issued temporary suspensions. Other times they've issued no penalty at all. Yeah, so they just fake some shit and sometimes they don't do anything about it. Boy, that makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's well, to be honest, he got off easy.
Yeah.
Look what the judge did to him. He only ordered him to take an ethics course. Well, we don't know how much the counsel's fees were, so maybe
it's still easy. I mean, it is as opposed to
pretty
how
easy.
that can go. I mean, and then they go through the case is, so they go over the case number, and they tell you exactly where it is.
I wonder if we could get that full order. I would like to see the full order that they're quoting from. The media must have access to it because they quoted from the judge's order.
Yeah.
I know that I think his motions are sealed because of the nature of the case, because it's guardianship. Actually, I'm not really sure about that. It might be something you just have to request in person. I don't know. But the order might be on the docket. I think I may have to look that up because that looks like it would be really
when
fun.
a lawyer
to
gets
read.
in trouble, they should not be able to hide it behind a wall. That should be
Yeah,
available.
I agree, especially imagine reading the motions that he filed with 4 fake citations. How fun that would be to look them up. I would love to know what these citations
Oh,
were.
I'm telling you, that's what I want to. I'd love to see that. Yeah, and I mean, they do. Actually, AI is notorious about like just doing messed up stuff. AI falsely accused a guy one time. They were talking about, so somebody decided, and they sued over this, by the way. They sued the company that was in charge of the bot. I can't remember the bot. They sued the people that put it out too. But they were they putting together an article on folks that had been accused of pretty serious, let's say, well, I'm just going to say SA. You know what I'm talking about there. And this one guy, it talked about, it not only mentioned him, but it mentioned an article. It was like, here, it's sourced and everything, but the article didn't actually exist. AI just made it up. So you have these lazy ass freaking reporters. They went in, and they covered it, and they falsely accused a guy of something very serious based on it. They didn't do any research at all.
So when I use AI to search things, I always ask it to provide links, and then I go to those links and I double check that it says the same thing that AI told me. And
Yes.
I don't understand why people aren't doing that. It's not, I don't understand. It's not that hard to just follow the link and verify that that's what it says. And I've looked up, I've used like Grok and other AI to find case law as well, but I always click the link, go to the case and read it.
It's not just that. Okay. Imagine you have a client and you're billing for said client. Yeah. You're billing time because you're supposed to be researching and more. And in the meantime, you're actually using AI. How does that work?
Right. Like
you
you're
billing
paying
research
a lawyer
time?
all kinds of, are you billing? Yeah, good question. Well, maybe that's how they get their billing up to $300,000 in 21 days.
I mean, that's insanity. Oh my God. I was just stunned when I saw like that. Oh my God. I cannot believe that is, there's only law 360, because again, they have, they have all of these cases and they have access to so much the other places don't. They specifically cover case law, and they of course wonderfully hide it behind a really rigid paywall. I don't like that. That's another thing I do not like when Law 360 covers something, because it makes it a pain to get to the information there.
Yeah, it's funny. Why don't they just publish the document, the order that they're quoting from, the whole
Not
order?
just that.
So
Okay, with Law 360, if you want to register for it, they don't allow you to register. You have to have a not free type domain. So you can't have just a Gmail or Yahoo account. You have to have something else, which I did manage, again, to get in there. I am capable of doing that, but still, the regular people, like when you run into that, most people cannot get past that. And
that also, it provides cover for attorneys doing bad things.
Yep. If anything, that's the problem. When there's something that is public interest, it should not be hidden behind a paywall. Right.
No, it shouldn't. I agree with you totally. Let's see, folks. We are doing good on our goal. What did I say? Did I say 200 or 250? I don't remember what I said.
I thought you said 2, but I don't quote me.
I think I said 250. How dare you say that?
You said 2. I think you said 2 breadsticks and some macaroni paste.
Well, we're doing really good. We're almost there. We're almost at the goal. But keep on sending the breadsticks, okay? Don't stop.
What's Chat have to say?
Look at the chat. Chat's like 200. Like,
yeah.
Did I meant 250. I really did.
Yeah.
I did. I meant 250.
Well,
you guys got there too quick. I mean,
don't quote me. I mean, what is this? I was just saying it's possible citations.
It was a possible goal.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
One of several goals that might be used.
One of 20.
All right.
One
Well,
of 20.
listen, I gave Jay like a time of the evening, so we're just not there at the time. But yes, we will bring him on. You guys are close. You're close. We haven't hit the goal yet.
Are y'all going to fight tonight?
Are we gonna? No.
Holy shit! I know you
No.
all have to. We've been advertising the Thunderdome. It better happen.
No, we're not fighting tonight. No, he's just
Yeah.
coming on for a few minutes to do a little flea cap, and then he's gonna skedaddle off because he has per se work to do. But
No,
yes,
no, we need to
I
fight.
will.
Come on,
I
chat,
think
cheer with me. Fight, 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 fight.
Look, there's no fight to be had. There is only one co-host. That's it. There is no other co-host.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
No. This is not. I shouldn't have invited him. God damn it.
Yeah, you must fight now. Must fight. You can't back out of that.
Dwayne Rabb says, "Can you mute J-Hip?" Yes, I can, and I probably
Oh
will.
yeah, that is within your power.
Yes, that is within my power to do.
I think this is a really long setup. We're gonna hear a chainsaw start up. You're like, oh my god, what's happening?
Oh, it's too bad I don't have that button. That would be a good button to have. Oh wait, I do have a chainsaw button.
Oh no!
Oh my god, I do.
Oh no!
Chainsaw's ready.
Speaking of Nick Rekieta, Rosalind Duke did a really great interview with Nick Rekieta today. A live stream she did at 5 p.m. today. So on the replay, definitely go back and watch that. Oh my gosh, Key, thank you for the 200. Megan and Tug, love you both. I didn't mean to send 200. Wait, you didn't? Or did? Just like I did Tug last night. I think you mean did, right? If you didn't, delete it. Says, I appreciate everything you're doing for Hales. Wait, did you mean did? Oh, yes, there it is. Did.
Okay, did.
You
All right.
scared me.
Yeah.
Don't scare me.
Yeah,
like
you know,
that. Oh my
it's like
God.
that's one thing. Hey, for real, folks, and I mean, we very much agree. We don't have any control over refunding like that. So if you mess up, delete the chat. You can go right beside it, delete it really quickly. It'll still have the color and the number, but the thing will not be available. And that will pull it back. That's the only way that we know that you can do it fast.
Yeah.
So,
So if you guys haven't watched Rosalind's interview, you should definitely do that with Nick Rekieta. It was really good. I got there late, but I loved it. And I thought it was really interesting. You know, Rosalind's a good interviewer. She always asks really funny questions, and of course Nick's a good one to do that with because he'll always have a quick funny answer. One of the questions she asked him was, if heaven is real, what do you expect to hear when you get there? And he goes, who let you in?
I heard a pretty good joke about that. So a conspiracist, he dies, and he's going to heaven, and he's met at the pearly gates, and they're like, man, you have led an extraordinary life, so we'll let you ask one question, anything, we'll give you the answer. So he's like, oh yeah, who killed JFK? And they were like, well, of course, I mean, you know who killed JFK, it's Lee Harvey Oswald. And the conspiracist, he stops, he's like, oh, I didn't realize the conspiracy went this high. Because God's in on it. Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was
good
funny.
times. Hey, those of you looking for Rosalind's channel, it's Rosalind Duke. That is the name of her channel, Rosalind Duke. Rosalind is awesome, by the way. And go subscribe to her and watch that interview because it was really terrific. And Rosalind is very talented at interviews. And I've been really happy to see her do those and lean into those because they've been really good. So anywho, is Star coming on with Jay? She's the only one who can control him. I probably should have had his handler come on. He promised me he was just going to pop on, do a flea cap, and then pop off. Don't worry. I can boot him. I have the controls. Don't worry. He won't.
Look at that.
He won't take it.
Wait. I saw a comment. I want to address. Look at that comment. my aunt dated Oswald. Wow, that's fascinating stuff for real.
It is. It is very.
I'll get
thank
way
you,
off in the
Ellie.
weeds with that one.
Thank you, Ellie, for dropping Rosalind's channel. If you guys are looking for the channel for Rosalind's channel, it's in the chat. Oh man. So anyway, I this next thing I'm going to bring up is really unbelievable. This is a 50-page order. You guys, I've never seen a judge issue a 50-page order, and this is just hammering Michael Ferderigos. And I'm not going to read this entire thing. I went through and I highlighted the parts that I wanted to point out. And this is the one that was done by Judge Hinckley, who is the chief judge in the district in Florida where Judge Bolitho is. What are you snickering? What are you snickering
The name
about?
of the law firm. It just made me laugh.
Oh, Sketchley. I know. If your name was Sketchley, don't you think you would change the name of your law firm?
Yeah. I mean, you're just a couple of letters off of sketchy, you know?
Yes. Yes. Now, the plaintiffs were represented by Michael Ferderigos. And yeah, everyone's already on it. The sketchy.
Yeah, that's what, when I saw that, I was like, you know?
What I want you guys to keep in mind here is if the allegations that are made in this lawsuit are true, then Michael Ferderigos really did a terrible job representing his clients, because his actions and the way he did this, the way he did not pay attention, or, you know, whatever it is that he not putting in sources, not putting in dates and times, the things that he did that led to this dismissal with prejudice.
Yes, with prejudice.
Holy shit. Yeah. That means you can't bring this again. Yep. He really then damaged these plaintiffs. So I'm not making any commentary on whether or not the allegations in this lawsuit were true. The commentary I have is the way he ran this case and how it led to this 50-page order slapping him down.
50 pages, man.
50 pages.
I think that would be a fun read. I might read the fucking 50 pages one day.
Yeah, it is. I've read almost the entire thing, but I wanted to.
Yeah. There's highlights, of course,
because it's a lot. So we'll read the opening paragraph, because this case is before the court on motions to dismiss. The third amended complaint is an impenetrable mess, as egregious as a shotgun pleading has ever hit the docket. Wow, those are some words.
Well, you know what's funny is they kept trying to say that Randy was pulling shotgun pleadings too. That's weird. You remember that for Fed 2?
Yes, I do. And here we have an actual illustration of what a shotgun pleading is. And it's being done by the Ferderigos, by Michael Ferderigos.
I hear that, I think shotgun wedding, you know?
Yeah, I know. As egregious as shotgun pleading as has ever hit the docket. That's unbelievable wording. This order dismisses the action on that basis and notes alternatively that the complaint fails to state a federal claim on which relief could be granted. That's pretty big.
God, the complaint itself is, I mean, it really is. Like when you look through the original complaint too, it's that's all it is. It's like, you know, I mean, God, you should people. I might pull all of that up one day.
We're going to have to, just because you have to see this. Dismissal would be appropriate on that basis too. So the judge is basically saying, not only I'm dismissing it based on the shotgun pleading, but even if I didn't, it would be dismissed because it failed to state a federal claim in federal court. That's egregious.
See, that's the thing we keep saying, you know, with them. Okay, when they tried to say that we're going to be sanctioned and all of this, there is nothing in it. It doesn't state anything. It's bereft of any real allegation, anything that's actionable. It's just a bunch of, I know you are, but what am I?
Right. Exactly. And in fact, I mean, look at why don't you read, start actually at the sentence before the yellow box.
Okay.
And then read through the yellow box.
Rare is the case in which a plaintiff, what is that?
Obdurately? What is that?
Obdurately. I don't know.
I
that
don't think
word.
I've ever heard that word.
I don't think I've ever heard it used.
Is it obdurately? Obdurately. Let's see. It means
Obdurate.
stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action.
Yeah, it's
Like obstinate. It's like obstinate,
Yeah,
basically.
I've just never. I've never heard.
I've never heard that
I
word.
kind of like that word though.
Yeah.
Obdurate. I need it. Obdurate. I'm trying to commit it to memory. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Obdurately refuses to clean up a shotgun plating. This is the rare case. Oh wow. There might never, by the way, have been a more egregious shotgun pleading than the original complaint and the 3 amended versions tendered this case. Damn! So it's not just the original pleading, by the way. They had 4 shots at it, and they still didn't get it right. Wow.
Look at Rogue Mama says Sketchly will be joining Bullshits, Frauds, and Cahunts in the near future.
I would change up my law firm. It's funny. They're not the ones that get in trouble.
I know.
That's the amazing stuff. When I saw it, I was like, they've got to be the ones in trouble. No, no, they're not. Not at all. I want to make that clear too. They're not the morons in this. So that's crazy. The order granting leave to file the last of these, the 3rd amended complaint, now before the court, warned the plaintiffs of the circuit shotgun plating prohibition and provided citations to several circuit decisions setting out the government standards. Wow.
So it warned them, and yet he did it.
They did it anyway. Man, this whole document is amazing.
This is so bad. In response to the order, the plaintiffs filed the 3rd amended complaint. For convenience, this order often refers to it simply as the complaint. It is not short or plain, and it does not conform with the law of the circuit on shotgun pleadings. Quite the contrary. It's as bad as the prior versions, or nearly so. It is an impenetrable mess. It spans 135 pages.
Hey, people are asking what a shotgun pleading is, by the way. So a shotgun pleading.
Well, wait, we'll go up to the definition because it's right here. I skipped over the definition, but it's right here. The United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit has railed against shotgun pleadings, instructing district courts to strike or dismiss them, even on the court's own motion. And he goes into what that is. It's wait, where is it? Because there's like a it's further down. There's a definition further down. We'll stop on it, but it's basically where you are attaching. Well, there's 3 different types of shotgun pleadings, and it's in this. So I'll stop when we get there, and we'll read the definition because off the top of my head,
it's just saying it's a whole lot of nothing now.
Yeah,
is what essentially.
It's against the rules. And
what was funny is listening to the ecosystem trying to explain it, though, really cracked me up. And I meant to bring it up and I totally forgot about it because the way that they made it sound, a shotgun pleading, was, essentially trying to bring in a bunch of people. And I was like, no, that's not what that is. That's not what that means at all. Like you're firing a shotgun, and anybody that was in the scatter
they
range.
were trying to say that it had to do with all these different people being in it, but that's not it. So like a basic definition is it's a legal term that is referring to the type of complaint that is poorly organized and often confusing. It typically includes multiple claims or counts that adopt the allegations of all preceding counts, making it difficult for the court to discern the specific claims being made. But then there's two other definitions too, and we'll get to that because it's in here. But poorly constructed, confusing, and unable to understand what the actual allegations are, which, if you recall, the lawsuit that Lips filed against us is full of that.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was just a whole bunch of nothing. It's all smoke. When people say, there's smoke but no fire. That's all it was. It was just smoke. It's a lot of words, though. When you try to decipher it, mean nothing.
Exactly. So it spans 135 pages and includes 453 numbered paragraphs, not counting subparagraphs and unnumbered text. It cites documents and exhibits that were not included with the filing, and the defendants say were not served on them.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Wild. Okay, you read the next one right here. Let's see. Probably start by just read these next two yellow boxes, starting at the mass.
Okay. I was about to say, did you want me to catch the sentence above it? Or
No. I think that's why I did it that way.
All right. The mass of unorganized material not tied to any specific defendant or court compounds, it does not cure the shotgun plating problem. This is wild, man. A reader of the complaint, with or without the separate materials, is left to guess which allegations relate to which counts. That's wild too. Successive counts incorporate prior allegations with little rhyme or reason. So you can see all the citations. Wow. And a reader is sometimes left to guess which plaintiff assert claim against which defendant and which count. See, that's another thing we ran into, because what they'll do is they'll say, like, for example, when you look at the sanctions item, it says things that you're talking about multiple people in something. And it will just say everybody was given, let's say a cease and desist, for example. That's just an easy way of going with it. Everyone got one. Well, that's bullshit. That never happened. There is no proof of it because it didn't happen. It is so amazing. And that's what they do. They try to infer guilt with everyone, and all it does is create chaos. And I'm glad this exists because
it explains what we're seeing. My mind was blown when I was reading this. I'm like, oh my God, that's what they're doing in this case.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what, and
they're counting on confusing the court to such an extent that some judge is just like, oh my God, I can't fucking deal with this. Like, I can't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe there's, again, there's all this smoke. Maybe there's fire somewhere.
Right.
And the lovely thing about this is they've already had a problem doing this in the past. So, you damn well better believe that this will be brought up. I mean, they've done it before. Why would you not bring up the fact that they have had this kind of problem? And this is an old hat, by the way,
Yep.
This is an old hat. It's fine. Wait a minute. Give me a second there. That was weird. I wonder if you could, that message. I wonder if people could see that.
What?
I could see your message there. I saw it on my screen. Like, I used to have to look at the private thing, right? But it flashed across my screen, and I was like, "Is that public? Like, can they see that, or is it only that I can see that now? Is that a new feature?"
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure.
I didn't see it. Let me see. Let me test it.
Yeah,
test.
See, I can see it flash across my screen.
Oh, that's smart. So it doesn't pop up on the live, but it pops up for you in the studio. But that does kind of I miss private chats all the time in Streamyard.
Yeah. When people are telling me, "Hey, I got to go," or "I got to do this."
Type something so I see if it works for me. Because that would have freaked me out too. Streamyard didn't announce this. That would have been helpful. Streamyard.
Hey, is that one crackhead here yet?
No, it doesn't pop up in front of me. So but why would it pop up for you?
Yeah, I could see it. It popped up right on my screen.
On the screen?
Yeah, while I was reading, it popped up right across the screen for me.
Oh, that's weird. That didn't happen.
Maybe it's because I have it maxed out. See, I can see where Jay was like, "LOL, that's funny." So I can see it. And I don't have the thing pulled up. Maybe it's because I have my screen maximized.
Oh, maybe you don't have chat open then.
No, I blew it all the way up so I can read there. So I maximized out everything.
Maybe that's why. Because I don't have my maximized because I'm looking
maximize real quick. I'll just tap in a test.
All right, let's see if that
Sorry,
works.
Chad. We're just
sorry, Chad.
There's a new feature and it's weird,
Go ahead.
You ready? All right, here we go. Did you see it
No,
pop across your screen?
No, it still didn't work for me.
That's weird because I see it pop across my screen.
Why would
All
it
right.
work for you? Okay, anyway, sorry.
Because I'm
Sorry,
cool.
Chad.
I'm cool like that.
Yeah, Brad.
No, okay. If you don't know, we can communicate with each other behind. Like if I got to go, for example, I don't want to say, "Hey, I got to go." If I'm going to show, like this will happen with Flashcast. We have 9 people, for example. When somebody's got to go, you want to tell the host, "Hey, I got to go," but you don't want to disrupt everything. So. Yeah,
Right.
see, I can see there's another message that popped up.
See, I can't. That's so weird.
But we communicate. We can type in something and we can see your chat, and then we have a private chat behind everything. So, all right.
Awesome.
Anyway, okay. Sorry about that.
So, by the way, actually, this is probably a good place to take a break because the chat has gone way past the goal to get J-Hip in here to do a recap. Now, I messed up. He just reminded me he's not doing a flea cap. Well, he'll tell us what he's doing. Jay, welcome to the show, brother.
Well, hello, everyone. How are you doing today?
We are doing terrific. How are you, my pear-shaped friend?
But no, I'm not doing a flea cap today.
Oh, you brought your weapons. See, I knew that's what was happening.
Yeah, it's gonna go like this. Yep.
Get the Instead, what we're doing is a Thunderdome.
Exactly.
No,
man.
No. That's
I could
not
get out
what
my
we're
speech
doing.
again. I had a speech prepared.
We thought that Vomit, good old Darth Touch, had disappeared for a while, but apparently he didn't. He came back on the scene, and he had a whole broadcast last night all about me and how bad I am again.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna do a re-unknown cap, all right, because they're completely unknown, and I was gonna do a re-unknown cap from their wonderful show yesterday. It was really good, Megan, really good.
All right. Well, great. We are going to let you do that because the chat has paid for it. The chat wants it, and it's going to be hilarious. So Tug and I will stay quiet while you do your re-unknown cap.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the 49th episode of The Unknown. Here you got Vomit here with Dick Lickman. Dick Lickman is somewhere in Florida, and of course in Illinois. So we have that going on, but yeah. I'm here in Florida, somewhere in Florida, still not served. You know, that was one of those things that had happened, still not served. Well, I want to take a moment to talk about my former best friend, Megan Fox. We were best friends. My former best friend, Megan Fox. And she used to do wonderful work. She worked with me as my partner. And you know, basically, she kind of worked for me as my employee, kind of. And she was my former best friend. And she used to do a lot of interviews and stuff. And what we did was we would bring down and expose very, very powerful people. Yeah, a lot of powerful people, you know, and I was on the show a couple times with her too, you know, and so I knew her as well. I wouldn't say that she was my best friend ever. No, my best friend. Former, let me emphasize, former best friend. And we used to bring down a lot of really powerful people. And she doesn't do that anymore. One thing that she's been doing lately is she has been interviewing instead of people for the guardianships and stuff like that and, other journalists. Now all of a sudden she starts interviewing Tug and this Rosalind Duke. And why would she interview Rosalind Duke and Tug? Well, I tell you right now, it's breadsticks. I like breadsticks. I get breadsticks all the time. In fact, in prison on Thursdays, you get breadsticks because it's pasta night on Thursdays. So you definitely get the breadsticks. So I like the breadsticks too. But yeah, that's the only reason she do it. Just do it for the breadsticks. Yep. She does. And I don't know. I can't confirm or not whether or not she's making more money now or if she's making less money now. I mean, because with me, I know she was making really good money when she was working for me. Yeah, that is definitely. She was making a lot more money back then. Now, she sold her soul to the devil and things like that. So no, she's really, that's just really where things have gone. And so then let's look at something really important here. She did an interview with this guy, and I was on the interview. Like, this is back when we were best friends on the very same interview. I'll pull it up on the screen here. There you go. And as you can see, as I look deeply gazing into my screen to read this, you can see that we're all friends and we're all talking about stuff, and she's talking about stuff. Yeah, you guys were always talking about stuff. I can remember that as best friends. And now, if I go look for this video over on her screen, I see what? 51 videos have been removed. Why would they be removed, do you think, Dick Lookman? Well, I tell you, because you're in them. Yes, she's that horrible and petty that she would remove all of these videos just because I'm in them. I mean, that's just really petty. Let me tell you this much, Volman. One of the things is, you are a beautiful person, right? Maybe not on the outside, but on the inside, you have heart. You have a heart of gold. Whereas if you look at Megan Fox, she's hideous inside and out. And I'm not just talking about the outside, but also on the inside. She's hideous. And that's the thing. She sold her soul to the devil, basically just to go work for Jeremy Hales. And no, she's a hideous person, but you have a heart of gold. Well, I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you. And I just wanted to bring that up about my former best friend and employee, Megan Fox. Well, that was kind of the show there.
God, man. I thought they were right here with us.
He's getting so much better at this. I swear, when he switches voices, I'm like, is there another person in the room?
I appreciate it. I had a good time, but also on Saturday, I'm probably going to do a Remod Squad cap. They did an 8-hour show last night. It was wonderful. It was very delightful. I enjoyed I was watching it with Ketchup last night while I was at work. And that's Lisa Hines, by the way. I just call her Ketchup. I was watching it with Ketchup, and I caught 4 hours of it. I didn't catch the whole 8 hours. I apologize. So I'm only going to recap the 4 to 5 hours I caught of this wonderful show called Mod Squad. And they're delightful. And Fleesa came on it, and she read some important stuff that Lips had sent over. And I will always say this. If Lips is so confident in her defense or her original case, where is she? Come out of the bunker and start defending yourself publicly about your very, very, frivolous case that Tug and Megan and Jeremy Hales are involved in. That's what I would say. Get out of the bunker and go on air and talk about it and defend yourself. That's what I would say.
I agree. When is this a 4-hour recap going to happen? Saturday, you say?
That'll be Saturday at 12:30 Central, silly time.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I can't wait. I know I can't wait to hear it. I will probably be on the treadmill trying not to fall off. And everybody go over to Just J Hip and subscribe and set your alarm bells for Saturday at 12:30 Central Time, because my God, by the way, I think you finally perfected Volmit's voice. I love it. Keep up the great work, Jay.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good night. Oh man, that was fantastic. That was a good treat. That was a
funny.
good treat.
I thought the clown. I thought he had brought the clown show to us. It was amazing.
I know, isn't he? He's very good at this. And his recaps just keep getting better and better. I listened to last night's 3 times, and every single time I laughed in different places. Like, you got to hear it more than once, because you'll pick up on other more subtle jokes through it. They're fantastic. He is fantastic. I say they like it's more than one.
Yeah,
person.
they.
And it's just him. It's amazing. He's doing so well. Rosalind says, unfollow Jay and follow me instead. The chat says, fight, fight, fight.
Yeah, we still didn't get our chainsaw time. That is.
I told you there doesn't need to be any fight. The fight is over. I won. That's it.
I don't know. I don't remember the fight. I feel like I missed something.
Don't test me.
Well,
I will not fight for this spot. I will not fight for my spot. This is my spot.
Man, chat, look at that. It's not worth fighting for. It's sad. I'm sorry, chat. You're not worth fighting for. That's what I heard.
Oh my God. You were the worst. Oh my goodness. All right. Where were you? You left off in the middle of this sentence. I start here. The complaint makes little effort. That's where you should be.
Nope. Just a minute. I'm playing a video game. You'll have to read for a minute.
Do you want me
It's
to
not my
read?
fault. You brought Jay on. You know.
All right.
In the middle of my sentence. In the middle of my sentence. And I was like, man, I was thinking about blood and gore. And I was like, all right, well, if there's going to be a fight, I'm going to have another one.
The complaint makes little effort to mask this. Often referring, well, let's go back. And a reader is sometimes left to guess which plaintiffs assert claims against which defendants in which counts. The complaint makes little effort to mask this, often referring to plaintiffs or defendant or defendants, and thus leaving the reader to guess whether an allegation relates to one plaintiff or more, or to one defendant or more. If more than one, the complaint leaves the reader to guess which ones. This do your best to figure it out approach is precisely the kind of thing that the shotgun pleading principle prohibits. With broad conclusions about but few facts, the complaint alleges the 23 defendants engaged in a Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO.
RICO. I thought RICO, by the way, weren't they making fun of the idea that people would file a RICO?
Well, I think that was Sean. Back on the
no, I think they have as well. RICO. I think when
they do say that Jeremy shouldn't have filed for RICO, but they did the same thing, right? I mean, they're alleging.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's funny they they filed the exact same thing.
Yeah,
and yet
it was a RICO enterprise whose purpose was to fraudulently deplete a now deceased individual's assets and the estate that is being administered in a Florida state court. Some of the allegedly fraudulent actions, though not all, were approved by the state court, which is a problem for this, for saying that this was a fraudulent thing. Well, if the court approved it, it's real. You're going to have to really prove that they approved some fraudulent thing, which is tough. Are you playing a video game, or do you want to read?
I'm tied up for 6 minutes.
Okay. Many of the complaint's conclusions, including apparently a veiled suggestion of murder, are unsupported by factual allegations, plausible or otherwise. And let me reiterate again, there are cases in guardianship where I do believe the state has murdered people. I'm not saying that this doesn't happen because through negligence or neglect or abuse or whatever that has happened. If that happened in this case, think how much worse it is that this lawyer did such a terrible job with this complaint that it got shut down on this kind of stuff. If this was really the truth, think about that. That's bad. That's really bad. And so I'm not snickering at the idea that in guardianship, someone could be murdered by the state. It happens.
No, well, the problem is, again, like you said, if there's a claim of it and something terrible happened, then they just got away with something awful.
Right. So why didn't he put in factual allegations, plausible ones, if this was the allegation they were making was that this man was killed basically by neglect in this situation? Where were
I can read, by the way. No, where am I?
Where were the supported factual allegations?
Sorry.
Why didn't he put them in? All right, you can start with 4.
For all but 3 primary defendants, the complaint is completely devoid of factual allegations showing or supporting any inference that the defendants knew of, let alone participated in any misconduct or conspiracy. Fraud must be alleged with particularity. That's right. You have to, if you're going to say that someone did something, you have to be concise with it. I mean, is that so hard to understand? You can't just throw a blanket over it. Again, we've seen this, though. We've seen it with many of these ecosystem bullshit filings. We've seen throw everything you can at a wall and hope it sticks, you know?
Like, for instance, what we read last night in their bullshit motion for sanctions they're threatening to file, where they state that Leslie Ferderigos was defamed and, all these terrible things were said. No date was provided, no quotes, no source, no footnote saying where these statements are or even what the statements were, is exactly what this is. No particularity.
Yeah.
Where is the date that this alleged misconduct and conspiracy happened? Where is the circumstance that it happened? Who was involved in this in it? And what was said or done? All of those things were missing. They were missing.
This stuff is, it's amazing just to see a judge torch somebody with this, But fraud must be alleged with particularity. But here, the allegations of fraud would not pass muster even under the relaxed standards applicable to other subjects. Wow. So if you were to say with other things, they could even pass it with that's amazing. The plaintiffs seem to have sued almost everybody who dealt with his health care or his estate. Even for the three primary defendants, the complaint's factual allegations are not sufficient to state a claim on which relief can be granted. My God, this is ammunition, and I have to throw at somebody for other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here is the definition of shotgun pleading that you guys wanted to know. A classic shotgun pleading is a complaint that contains multiple counts where each count adopts the allegations of all the preceding counts, causing each successive count to carry all that came before, and the last count to be a combination of the entire complaint. Another type of shotgun pleading is one that asserts multiple claims against multiple defendants without specifying which of the defendants are responsible for which acts or omissions. Oh my God, that's what she did in her complaint against us, me, you, Shizzy, Jay, Jeremy Hales. She never specified which defendant was responsible for which thing.
Indeed. And, because if she did that, then it would be no one was responsible for really anything, because what she did.
She was stating anonymous people's statements and trying to assign them somehow, put them in next to us. So that
I hope you understand, Lips, because I know you're listening and stuff. I know you guys listen to everything we do. You all keep saying you're going to. I'm telling you, like damage wise, man, you went online and said that you redirect traffic for the sole purpose of search engine optimization to defame people. You want allegations, no charges, but allegations. You want them to stick. You want to destroy people's reputations. Okay. All right. Then you pull shit like this and you think that's smart. You think it's good, It's not going to fly. It's not. I mean, we have concise time. I will be happy, by the way, to when you. This is the thing they do not seem to want to get when we get to certain portions of a trial, when we get to speak. Oh yeah, we also, anything that we utilize, for refresher, that has to be applied to it. I will be happy to supply a timeline, but you're already locked in because your lawsuit, you can't go in and change the errors up. You can try to, but then we can take your original lawsuit and be like, look, you've changed everything. So now your allegations are this, that, and the other. So what happened before? I mean, you had plenty of chances at it, but anyway.
Hey, check this out. Ethel Marshall says there are 4 towns and cities in the U.S. named Italy, in Texas, Florida, South Carolina, and New York.
Florida.
So maybe she meant they were in Italy and Florida. Who knows?
Florida. It's all right.
So it's a claim. It asserts multiple claims against multiple defendants without specifying which of the defendants are responsible for which acts or omissions, or which of the defendants the claim is brought against. Further, shotgun pleadings include complaints that are replete with conclusory, vague, and immaterial facts not obviously connected to any particular cause of action.
There you go. I mean, random screenshots from, from Facebook.
Right.
Oh my God.
So the complaint violates all these principles. 10 of the 12 counts incorporate all preceding paragraphs, including those in prior counts, and this makes it impossible to know which counts are brought against which defendants. The complaint uses the terms enterprise and defendants generally, making it impossible for those allegations to know which defendant allegedly did what. The complaint is replete with conclusory, vague, and immaterial facts. And here's the source: explaining a complaint was too vague when it alleged sabotage without any explanation as to how it occurred, alleged forgery, but did not tie it to any cause of action, and failed to include any specific details about the actual causes of action. This is especially true considering the plaintiff's reliance on a mass of unorganized additional material.
Wow. You mean the 117 pages like we were faced with?
Yep, exactly. Oh, you start reading from if I
like that right there. That's an
I should have
amazing.
highlighted that. Yeah, read from there.
Yeah, drink this in, folks. If ever there was a case that should be dismissed with prejudice, by the way, so dismiss, no refile on shotgun pleading grounds, this is it. Wow.
I like this part too.
Wow. This order could end at this point, but this is not good, man. When
He'd be like,
deny, sit down.
But he's like, but I'm not going to.
No, he's like, I got a lot more to say.
Uh-huh.
But even if not dismissed as a shotgun pleading, the complaint would be subject to dismissal on alternative grounds. The remainder of this order addresses some of the complaint's other deficiencies and, in addition, attempts to preserve some of the perspective that has been gleaned through many hours trying to sort all this out. That's crazy, by the way. It's taken me hours trying to figure this crap out.
Please note, we are only on page 8 of 50. He could have ended right here, but he's like, oh, no. I'm so mad. I had to spend this many hours. You're going to hear what I did. You're going to hear
amazing,
the work I put in. You're going to listen to all the reasons why you will not win an appeal against my order today. That's what this is about.
Man, he wrecked him, though.
Oh, it gets so much more
spicy.
insane. Here, in addition to its own voluminous and sometimes virtually incomprehensible allegations. Oh my God, this is not what you want to hear about a motion that you filed.
When you're talking about your filing, you're like, wait, what?
Oh, this is so embarrassing. This is the most embarrassing order I've ever read about somebody's motion ever. This is the guy Fleesa wants you all to believe is this genius lawyer, you guys. A genius lawyer that a federal judge has called virtually incomprehensible. The complaint refers to other materials not attached or properly cited with specificity in the complaint that the plaintiffs say count toward the required factual allegations. The defendants say the plaintiffs have not served or otherwise provided them copies of the materials. Holy cow.
That's
a
wild.
problem.
So they don't even turn over the material.
There's so much more in here, but like we're not going to read through all. I think Shizzy might be reading the entire thing tonight later. So if you want to hear the whole thing, I think he's doing that. Tug, here, you can start. You can do these 2 yellow squares here.
This stuff just blows my mind. Third, some of the materials the plaintiffs say are included in ECF number 8-1 are simply not there. Wow, that's crazy. So there's items that are supposed to be there, but they're not. The materials the plaintiffs rely on that are not attached to the third amended complaint. By the way, again, you're not just talking about one off, you're talking about many attempts or otherwise accessible, are not part of the pleading and are not properly considered on the motion to dismiss. But this would make no difference anyway. Wow. A substantial portion of the materials are totally irrelevant. For example, an individual apparently sued the defendant, Howard W. Kessler, nearly 20 years ago for alleged defamation, having nothing to do with the case at bar. Numerous filings from that case are included in their 8-1 with no explanation. We have 8-1, by the way, too.
We do.
The
I didn't
case
even
of
look at that.
Oh man, yeah, it's amazing. Like when you read through, like this, it is bad. If you look at the original complaint, it is wild because it's a mess. It is an absolute mess. So the case apparently was settled with no finding of liability. See, this is what they want to do to us, by the way. They want to put something out there and they want to say that something happened, even though you look right here, this person, they say, well, they had an issue back when there was a case. Well, apparently it was settled. There was no finding of liability whatsoever, but they're still trying to utilize that as a bludgeon. That's what these pieces of shit do to people. They try to ruin reputations, you know. They try to make it where anybody that looks you up. Similarly, random medical records from other patients what in the world are included in 8-1, perhaps to show that Dr. Kessler served on a state medical examining committee, which is undisputed. Also included in 8-1 are minutes of numerous meetings of board of directors, friends of what is that? Wakulla Springs State Park. Again,
Yes.
totally irrelevant. But hey, it's included in the exhibit with no explanation. I love it. I love this part. Like, by the way, I saw this. If there is anything relevant in 8-1, the plaintiff's message to the court and the defendant is apparently go find it for yourself. It's like your message here. I've got to remember, we've heard a judge say, I'm not the finder. You know, I'm not supposed to seek this out. I decide over it, but I'm not the finder of the facts. It's crazy. This compounds the shotgun pleading violation. This is amazing.
Now we're going to start on the facts of this
the facts.
case. Okay.
You want to read still, or you read?
I'll do it. Accepting as true the facts alleged in a well-pleaded complaint is usually an easy first step toward analyzing a motion to dismiss. Not so here. Sorting out the facts from a 135-page pleading full of bluster and conclusions is challenging. This order is a best effort, nothing more. All right. Now we're going to skip down here where it also says, before going further, a word is in order about the complaint's identification of the Sketchley defendants. The complaint's case style includes, among the 23 listed defendants, Twyla Sketchley, the Sketchley law, the Sketchley method, firm. The placement of firm and the stray space after law. Oh my God, it's like this judge is me. This is what I would be like. What is with your spacing? Like, can we talk? We have to talk about your spacing. And the stray space after law are apparently just typographical or Scrivener's errors. The style apparently was meant to include Miss Sketchley, her law firm, and I love the Oxford comma here, and the Sketchley method, whatever that means. I have fallen in love with Judge Hinckley.
Whatever that means. That's amazing.
Why wasn't he this judge in the Hales case? But the Sketchley method is not included as a defendant in the text of the complaint. So it's included in the list of defendants, but not in the complaint anywhere. The inability to sort out who is actually being sued is yet another indication that this is a shotgun pleading. And my God, the malpractice. If your lawyer cannot explain to the court who you are suing, you have a problem. A big problem. Tug, okay, you're going to read the next. So that's just one example of
this stuff is amazing. Look at all the pages here. Like I said, we're going to go through this whole thing.
We're going to go through it. Now, and keep in mind, again, if any of these allegations are true, how terrible it is that the plaintiffs have lost this case because their lawyer couldn't get his commas and spaces right and couldn't get his allegations together properly. Couldn't even let the judge know who he was suing properly. All right, here you go, Tug.
That's
The
nuts,
complaint.
man. So the complaint alleges the following. Throughout September 2019, Miss Sketchley, Dr. Kessel, and Miss Van Meter. Man, that doesn't even sound like real people. That's it. Like this sounds so
Did
fake.
AI write this? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it may be. Committed various types of fraud. No specific dates are given. The complaint does not allege with specificity who said what to whom, when, or what the recipient of each statement did, based on the statement that the recipient would not have otherwise have done. Without authority, Miss Sketchley had Victor's mail redirected to Miss Van Meter and Dr. Kessler. Okay, Miss Sketchley, Miss Van Meter, and Dr. Kessler had Victor sign 2 checks for a total of $7,000 without notifying Geraldine. The complaint
who is
provides
his daughter.
So, with its noting here, so he's noting his example, though, is like the complaint provides no further information about the check and thus does not exclude, for example, the possibilities they were payment for assisted living facilities legitimate charges.
Right. And that's a problem. I mean, if you're alleging that these people stole money from this man, you need to say how they stole it and what they spent. What did they use it for? Right? Maybe was it unaccounted for in the books? Where did the payment go? And without putting that in, how is the judge supposed to know what the hell you're trying to say? Again, I'm making I have no opinion on whether these things happened or didn't happen. I'm just showing you this lawyer did a shit job of explaining his case. If these things did happen, boy, he really fucked up. I hope they didn't happen. I hope it didn't happen. I hope none of this actually happened, because if it did, that means that this family was horrifically abused by the system and they didn't get good counsel. The complaint alleges that in 2020, Dr. Kessler...
That's a problem, too, with this kind of stuff. So a lot of this is hidden from the public view. So when someone gets in trouble or, depending on who we're dealing with here, you can't find out that somebody has done a terrible job.
Right. And then also all we hear from the Ferderigos in the public is how great they are at guardianship cases and how she's freed 13 people. We don't hear this part of it, right? That's a problem for the public who's being told that these people are guardianship experts. And it turns out that they can't even write, Ferderigos can't even write a motion properly. That's a problem. The complaint alleges that in 2020, Dr. Kessler fraudulently took $54,000 and some change from Victor's accounts. The complaint includes images of checks totaling $4,495 with subject lines marked reimbursement, rent, or expenses, Victor. The complaint does not specify what was fraudulent about these checks. In addition, the complaint says Dr. Kessler fraudulently obtained a court order for reimbursement for serving as Victor's healthcare surrogate, even though he was not actually Victor's healthcare surrogate. These expenses were paid pursuant to a court order that was entered after a hearing, including live testimony and questioning by the judge. So what this judge is saying is, you're saying it was a fraudulent order, but there's no evidence that he got there was a hearing, there was testimony, and the judge made a ruling. All right, you can pick up the next one here.
What a mess, man. What a mess. The complaint further alleges that from October 2019 to 2022, Miss Sketchley, Miss Sketchley, Miss Van Meter, Miss Van Meter's mother, campaign donors, Dr. Kessler, and the defendant, William Johnson, took substantial funds without authority and without seeking court approval. The complaint, it provides no dates, no amounts, or explanations for this allegation. So they're just like, hey, they stole money, but they don't even say how much.
Or when, or where, or how.
That's redonkulous.
So if they did take this money, they got away with it. Think about that. You let people then who stole money from a disabled or elderly person just walk away because you didn't bother to put the dates, the amounts, or explanations? I hope that's not true. I hope these people are totally innocent. That's what I hope. Because if it is true, these allegations, holy shit, you done fucked up bad. The allegation that all these individuals and entities knowingly took tainted money and constituted a RICO Act enterprise is facially implausible, and nothing in the complaint or elsewhere in the record supports the allegation. So he didn't back up his claims. All right, Tug, you want to take this one?
Let's see.
Actually, start with the defendant Hayward.
Okay, so the
They're
defendant
talking about
Hayward.
selling the guy's home.
So the defendant Hayward Title Group closed the sale allegedly without proper investigation. The complaint alleges the home was undervalued by $100,000. The funds were put into trust and used to make quote unquote unauthorized payments for housing and to various people. Every entity or person involved with the sale of the home. That would be everyone. So it'd be Harbor Point Realty, Miss Schatzman.
Yeah.
Is that am I reading that right?
Schatzman. That's a terrible name.
That's an A.
Yeah.
It's a oh god. That's a terrible name. It's Sam Schatzman. That's what it looks like. That's not a good name. Go get your name. There are certain points where I'm like, you know what?
Go get your name.
Name must change. You know? I mean, for real. You know.
Sketchley should never have made it off Ellis Island. Okay?
I'm just saying, if your name was like, Mathin the Poo Poos, I would change that name. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to change that to something different. Hayward Title Group is Southern Oak, and Mr. Hutchison is named as a defendant and alleged to be a member of the enterprise, apparently based on nothing more than having performed ordinary professional duties in connection with the sale of the home for the first three, having bought the home at arm's length for the last two. Holy crap. So selling the home and buying the home ended you up in the shotgun pleading. They sued people because they had the audacity to buy a home.
And if they had some proof that these people had done something, he failed to put it in the complaint. So again, it's like that leaves the judge to be like, I can't figure out why you're suing these people. That's bad. That's real bad if you have claims. Victor's death. The complaint alleges healthcare fraud resulting in death. That's very serious, by the way. Very, very serious. Stating the enterprise can literally get away with murder. This was in the third complaint, a quote from the third complaint, stating that the enterprise can, quote, literally get away with murder. The conclusion is unsupportable by plausible allegations of fact. Nothing in the complaint suggests that defendant healthcare providers committed fraud or failed to provide appropriate medical services conforming to the relevant standards of care. Even more clearly, nothing suggests they contributed to Victor's death. Similarly, nothing in the complaint suggests the real estate defendants committed fraud or failed to provide appropriate services conforming to the relevant professional standards of care. Even more clearly, nothing suggests they contributed to Victor's death. It is the complaint's reckless allegations, not any alleged misconduct of these defendants, that departs from the relevant professional standards. Yikes.
This is wild, man.
In January of 2022, Dr. Kessler reported to Dr. Katz that Victor was going into atrial fibrillation. The complaint alleges this was not in the emergency room notes. For this complaint cites Exhibit A1, but the complaint has no exhibits. And A1 in ECF number 8 through 1 is Victor's April 2018 will, not emergency room notes. Holy shit.
God. So oh my God. So they
Citing
allege something they don't even have medical notes, but they say that it exists.
They say they do.
That's wild too. You know what's frightening about this? And see, this should be very serious, because what could happen here is some lazy ass judge could go through, look at all of these things that have been stated and been like, okay, well, yeah, there's a lot of allegations. There's this thing here. Maybe there's proof.
Right.
I mean, a lazy ass judge could really
it's
hem
not
you up in life.
and it's not there. What if this is true? Again, what if this was real and the emergency room notes confirmed it and they didn't put it in there?
What if it's not
Ferderigos didn't
like
put it in there. And
dragging
you
his
know that Leslie was working with him as his paralegal or whatever, probably. So these two working as a team probably and didn't put it in there. What if they had it and they just left it off? That made them lose this case.
I'm amazed, like reading this stuff that, again, there's not a there's not a review that's attached to it though. There's nobody out there saying, yeah, this terrible thing happened to me, both these people because this. Oh my God.
So the
man.
complaint alleges that Kessler and Van Meter made end-of-life decisions that led to Victor's death and did this strategically to prioritize financial gain over patient care, deliberately refusing life-prolonging medical interventions. The complaint alleges Dr. Kessler and Miss Van Meter wanted to secure a quick death so as not to deplete funds they intended to steal. It's a very serious allegation.
That is a very serious. I hope that the people that they allege this against sue the shit out of them for it. I hope they sue the lawyer for it.
This gets worse. Without citing any basis for the allegation, the complaint says these defendants' conduct led to Victor's suffering at his death, grasping for oxygen and screaming in pain. The daughters were not with Victor when he died, so they could not be the source of this information. Who was? If Kessler and Van Meter were the two who were with him, who said that at his death, this is what happened?
That's messed up. That sounds like it was just made up, just for
it does.
It does. It sounds like somebody was like, it would sound really good if we said that they were suffering. And again, these are serious allegations.
Very serious. And if it's true, my God, this man and his family deserved much better than this.
Well, the family is going to get sued to oblivion because of these morons. That's probably what's going to happen. Because if it were me and you made these allegations against me, I would wreck your life for it.
And let's hope that they sue the lawyer,
Yeah,
not the
should
family.
be. The family will get sued, though. That's how it goes. Typically, lawyers get to skate. I mean, they do terrible things. Like this shit should go to the bar right here.
It probably will. I can't
Well,
imagine
the bar is so
that it
lazy
wouldn't.
about doing anything, though.
Yeah.
And they
True.
do nothing. I get so sick of the bar. Like, that they hype it up like that there's some kind of oversight. I mean, you have to do something pretty awful for the bar to ever do anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, in Florida, it's better than most. Florida actually does take more action than I've seen in most bars I've looked at. So if it is going to happen, Florida would be the place for it to happen. So I do hold out a little hope there. Perhaps in an attempt to show a pattern, the complaint alleges Miss Van Meter has done the same kind of thing to others. The complaint identifies one alleged victim by name, but provides little factual support for the assertion the person was mistreated. That's a problem.
That's a big problem.
You want to read this one, the defendants?
Yeah, well, yeah. The case style lists 23 defendants from Miss Sketchley, Dr. Kessler, Miss Van Meter. There are very few specific non-conclusory allegations of fact suggesting they engaged in wrongdoing. For the others, there are a few factual allegations at all, none plausibly suggesting wrongdoing. The linchpin of the complaint, I was looking at that, is each defendant was a member of the enterprise and assisted in the facilitation and implementation of sham probate enterprise to enrich themselves and for the express purpose of harming the plaintiffs and acting contrary to the wishes of the victim. Again, on either side, if this is true, it's awful and you screwed up. If it's not, you just tried to cook some innocent people, and that's awful.
And then it goes on to show the bullet point listing of defendants and the allegations with citations to the third amended complaint. I'm not going to read all these, but here we go. The judge did a lot of work here.
This judge is pissed.
Judge is pissed. We're only on page 32 of 50, folks. The claims. The third amended complaint has 12 counts. It is not clear which counts are asserted against which defendants. Most counts incorporate every preceding paragraph, including those in preceding counts. Other counts incorporate specific paragraphs. It is not clear at times which plaintiff assert which claim. Yeah, that's and here's a bullet point listing of the claims follow. Here's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here are all the see, it says, and the judge did this. I think the judge wrote this. So count 1 is a violation of RICO against all defendants by all plaintiffs. Alleged predicate acts include mail fraud, healthcare fraud, welfare fraud, a physician, not clear who, but probably Dr. Kessler, falsely holding himself out as a healthcare surrogate, illegal kickbacks, healthcare fraud resulting in death, various obstruction of justice offenses, Hobbs Act robbery. Florida RICO, count 2, not clear who this is against. Specifically lists Dr. Kessler, Ms. Van Meter, and Ms. Sketchley, but the count incorporates all federal RICO allegations. 265, which include all defendants, also not clear who is bringing this count because singular plaintiff is used, but so is potentially singular or plural plaintiffs. This is a mess.
These are the people that, again, the ecosystem is holding up as heroes. So really think about the lawyers that they tell people they should listen to repeatedly. You have a guy who was put in jail for fraud and extortion. You have this shit, let's not read the backgrounds of those people. And you have BBB.
Mm-hmm. So this just goes on and on. Not clear. Defamation per se. Not clear who it's brought against. Brought by Geraldine, Danita, and Vicky against Sketchley personally and as an agent of Sketchley Law Firm. Incorporates random paragraphs. It's random because these paragraphs are plainly included in 1 through 146, but listed separately. Then brought by those 3 against Kessler, but it reincorporates all preceding paragraphs. I mean, this is a mess. It is a mess. All of this is a mess. So Rooker-Feldman, under Rooker-Feldman doctrine, federal district courts cannot hear cases brought by state court losers. I love the way this is phrased. Cannot hear cases brought by state court losers complaining of injuries caused by state court judgments rendered before the district court proceedings commenced and inviting district court review and rejection of those judgments. So that's another reason why this is a problem, because the probate court had ordered many of these things. Okay, let's move down. This is all the RICO stuff, and it's a lot. Here we go. Tug, you want to read this one?
Yeah.
This is funny.
The party section does not refer to any of the 3 plaintiffs in any other capacities, including individually. But the descriptions of the plaintiffs in the individual count does not match the description in the case style and party section. That is, how do you make that?
That's
error?
A law school. That's a law school law writing 101 class in law school. This should never be a thing that an attorney does. That's something
how do you
everybody
make
learns
these
in law
errors?
school.
I mean,
these are big errors.
Shit. I'm wondering if, again, unfortunately, with the type of law that we're looking at, some of our research into stuff, it gets limited. We don't get to see every case that this stuff perhaps happened in.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm skipping over all the RICO stuff because it gets into a bunch of other case law that is not interesting to me right now. So, and also, for the interest of time, we're going to skip to the conclusion. The third amended complaint is an egregious shotgun pleading. The plaintiffs filed the pleading in that form despite a clear warning of the governing standards and the requirement to comply with them. A possible explanation is that the plaintiffs simply do not have a factual basis for their claims, and thus must set them out in general, conclusory language without clear organization, the better to mask the lack of a factual basis for the claims.
No, it's bad
Whatever.
when the judge is typing
Oh,
this
yeah.
up about you.
Whatever the explanation, the plaintiffs cannot proceed in this manner. The plaintiffs could be given leave to try again, but as a matter of discretion, I choose not to do that. Holy shit!
That's wild, man.
He's like, I could let them try again, but I'm not gonna.
I'm not going to at all. Well, he shouldn't. Now,
Yeah.
honestly, as bad as this is done, and how many tries did you give them?
This is going to be the conclusion of our case. This sentence. It seems clear that some of these defendants should not have been sued at all. In our case, it's the plaintiffs. The plaintiffs should not have been sued at all.
Yeah, I mean, these
It
people.
seems-
We were really not like they want to play the whole threat. No, we were really nice about what we asked for. You know, we were public about it because these morons again. Yeah, am I supposed to? They put everything out there when they were talking about case, for example. You know, they put everything out talking about them suing me, and yet never made any type of like any effort whatsoever to reach out. And they weren't reaching out to you. They reached out to you like one time, and then you tried to actually prove that there was a contact with a lawyer, and it was crickets afterwards. So what we went public. We were like, okay, well, this is exactly what we would want if you did that. No, they want to talk about how that's totally unfair. Okay, all right.
It seems clear that some of these defendants should not have been sued at all. It seems likely that affording the plaintiffs another opportunity to amend would increase the cost of the litigation and otherwise accomplish nothing. Had the plaintiffs been able to allege actual facts showing a RICO violation or other basis for recovery, they should have alleged the facts in the third amended complaint. They had fair warning. It is ordered. The motions to dismiss are granted. Based on those motions and on the court's own motion, the third amended complaint is dismissed with prejudice as a shotgun pleading. If not for the dismissal with prejudice on that basis, count one would be dismissed with prejudice for failure to state a claim on which relief can be granted, and the remaining claims would be dismissed based on the discretion not to exercise supplemental jurisdiction over them, because the probate court had already ordered it. The clerk must enter judgment and close the file. So ordered. June 24th, 2025. Robert L. Hinkle, my new hero, my new favorite judge. Holy crap. United States District Judge. And we know this man. He's Bolitho's chief judge. He's the chief justice in that federal court in the Northern District. Is it the Northern District of Florida? Yeah, I think the Gainesville. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Denied. Sit down.
So we have thus reached the end of that 50-page order, which is going to need some time to sink in because, my God, the bleeding doesn't stop. It is like an artery was opened on that one. I'm going to hit super chats and super tips. Tug, you hanging out for a bit or you got to go?
I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go get the kids ready for aquarium day. Yeah.
Oh, fun. Well, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, they should have fun. But it has been definitely an interesting one today. I mean, you talk about some fireworks for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It sure has. Absolutely.
Right.
Good night.
But I will catch you all later.
All right, everybody. We've got super chats, and you guys were so generous tonight. So awesome. Thank you so much for making the end of my month a really good end of the month. I've been struggling to keep up since I had to leave town for family stuff. And, the YouTube algorithm really hates it when you're gone and not streaming. So I just appreciate it very much. So thank you very much. And maybe not, let's see. No, we started with your mom, 5977. 7 glorious months as a member. Thank you so much. And I love your Muppet in a cardboard box with the lips all over it. Hilarious. Maybe not. Gifted 10 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 10 of you. Thank you. Maybe not for those. I appreciate that. Bridget, member for a month, ready and waiting to follow your orders. Well, I wish just J-Hip would follow my orders. He just never listens. Sarcasm says, I can't take anymore. Just J-Hip. I love her so much. I got to have her on soon. Angela Quinn, member for 5 months. Just Jeremy, are you paying for our membership fees or just super chats? Just wondering how much to invoice this. How to invoice this quarter. LMAO, love to you all. Good question. Dwayne Rapp, thanks for the 20. Here, my part to get just J-Hip to do flea cap. Well, all right, it was a vomit cap, but whatever. Semantics. Your mom, 5977, thanks to the 5. That TLDR whiteboard will be great for the judges and or jury to see. Great job, Mother Fox. F the haters. Agreed. I thought it was interesting and helpful. Suzanne B, thanks for the 5. Depose the disposed. Pose a poser. Disposable posers deposed. Say that 5 times. That's a good warm-up. Lorraine Capazzi, thanks for the 2. The song is great, Megan. Thanks. We'll play it again at the end. It'll be good. That way I won't have to interrupt it right in the beginning. I have my favorites. Thanks for the 5. Jay, this better be the best flea cap ever. You are in the hot seat tonight. You might lose your cardboard box. DR, thanks for the 99-cent super sticker. I love those. Maybe not. Thanks for the 20. Pear-shaped flea cap is being held hostage? You don't say. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5. Movie plot twist. Michael's brief wasn't written by AI, but Lips, who also hallucinated and made up legal facts and cases. Oh, who knows with this movie? It's never ending. Maybe not. Thanks for the 2. Happy birthday at Arliss TP. Birthday? Did someone say birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
From both of us to you.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
All right. Happy birthday, Arliss. I hope it was a good one. Tess Campbell, thanks for the 10. Flea cap monies. Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 10. There was a case EDB covered. 2 lawyers used AI cases that didn't exist. Were caught and doubled down again. Just the judge sanctioned them heavily and they lost their case. So stupid and lazy to do. I have talked to people who've had experience with the Ferderigos twins in court. And one of the things that came up was the laziness issue that has been said to me about how they behave. So it could be a laziness issue, or just an inattentive issue. I'm not sure. Adair K, thanks for the 5. Thanks for the laughs tonight. It's been a rough day. Well, I'm glad to oblige. Patty Cerny, thanks for the 10. Fair time of the year, chowing down on funnel cake. Great time of the year, small town fun. I try to avoid the funnel cake. I love funnel cake, but I feel like I've had enough in my life. I've had enough funnel cake, and I can do without going forward. Allie S, thanks for the 2. Just checking in, not from Italy. And Grumpy Lady Tammy, thanks for the $2.99 super sticker. Appreciate you. And Key, of course, again, thanks for the 200. Megan and Tug, love you both. I did mean to send 200, just like I did Tug last night. I appreciate everything you're doing for Hales. Well, we appreciate you and your support of the shows, because it's very, very generous of you, and I appreciate you, and I'm just glad that you're out there as well. Take care of yourself, by the way. Debbie Florio, thanks for the 2. Are we perilously close to hearing a flea cap? Perilously. Rollouse Robert, thanks for the 2. Can I delete all of my old super chats? No, I don't think it works that way. Bonnie Heron, thanks for the 5. Is Star coming on with Jay? She's the only one who can control him. Teresa, Minnesota, thanks for the 20. I just received my 10-year award from my big tech employer. Could I get the birthday song in celebration? Why, of course you can. Did someone say birthday?
Happy birthday. From both of
Congratulations,
us to you.
Teresa.
Happy birthday.
10 years.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love
and many, many more. Maybe not. Thanks for the 5. I think Key has resolved the hostage situation. Thank you, Key. And MS Coast Life, thanks for the 2. Maybe Venice, Florida, or Rome, Georgia. 400 now to fight. Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 10. As Tamika, another YouTuber, says, Mr. Lips has the balls of a burglar. Oh, that's funny. As Shine, thanks for the 20. Breadstick money or a baseball bat for the ecosystem pinata. Oh, that's hilarious. Lynette Mupston, thanks for the 5. Mupston. Just a reminder that the disciplinary report from Lynette's bankruptcy lawyer is released tomorrow. Huh. The disciplinary report? What's the disciplinary report? Maybe I don't know what that is. Sharon Forkin, thanks for the 5. When all of this is over, I expect a show for TV or at least a book. Title, believe it, it's true. I know, right? Hope Case Unwinder, thanks for the 10. Hallucination is the term the tech industry uses to say mistakes in AI. Yeah, we learned that today. It's an interesting take. I know we have super tips, folks. Don't get your undies in a bundle. We'll do those too. In fact, here, I'll do one right now. I watched so you don't have to. Thanks for the 5.
I think you all need some batteries. Praise the A's.
Megan, I knew those goddamn Fredder weirdos had no clue about the law. Seems ChatBT and those sumbitch AI peoples don't know law either.
Fredder weirdos, now that explains them perfectly.
That was from Shelby Will Talk. Thanks for the 5. That was so funny. The Ferder weirdos. That's great. I love that. ADHD 2 Dukes. Thanks for the 5.
I have first grandbaby due deck my daughter and still call baby Bubbles until we know gender. Better.
I don't know if I understood that, but that actually tracks with the way that LMNOP writes her text. So yeah, that was very true to real life. Allie S, thanks for the 5. Remember where you are. This is the Thunderdome. We are listening for the first man that screams. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 5. Okay, children, behave. ADHD 2 Dukes, Lady Badger, thanks for the 2. I had to show you my profile. Oh my gosh, look at the cardboard castle. And you're living in there with Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh, that's the best. Taz, member for 9 months. They should have left good-hearted people alone. Love and hugs. Yeah, but they didn't do that. So we're here now. Ray Mail 1962. Thanks for the 2. Thunderdome. 2-in-1 out. Craig Bucalo, thanks for the 20. Stay out of the Thunderdome. I think J-Hip would win. Sorry, Megan. He will talk you to tears. So here's some breadstick money. Thank you for that. Janice Wingfield, thanks to the 10. This judge's order shows why Deuce Foreskin recruited Lips and Mr. Lips for the ecosystem. They are kindred spirits with Deuce. Birds of a feather, indeed. I agree. Becky JJ, member for 3 months. Wow, that was an interesting reading, wasn't it, though? Very, very fascinating. Pirate Rogue, member for 5 months. Send me money, I'll send you breadsticks. Razilla's Realm, thanks for the 2. Finished the first draft of the Sketchy Law Firm, or the Sketchy Law Firm. I love the Muppet avatar, by the way. It's great. Sheila 1252, thanks for the 2. Megan, can I get the birthday song? I'm old today. Well, of course you can get the birthday song.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sheila.
Both of us to you.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true.
And I hope you get good cake.
We love to have you here.
Every night.
Here's to another year.
You know, it's funny. Sometimes we have no birthday songs, and then some nights we have tons of birthday songs. Just J Hip, thanks for the 5. Thanks for having me on, Megan. I love doing recaps of all my least favorite shows. These goofballs give me so much pleasure. I know, me too. Your recaps are just so much fun. I could never do it the way you do it. It's just amazing. I love the creativity that has popped up around all of this crazy nonsense. Pirate Rogue, thanks for the $5 super sticker. I sure appreciate you. And Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 5. Here's the image of a Muppet character in a colorful box surrounded by vibrant decorations. I hope you enjoy it. Green Veggie Beast, check your email. I sent a new Muppet. Okay, hold on. Hold, please. Let me get over to my email. You know, so on my editor, when I make videos, you know, for the music videos, it has a AI-powered lyric adder. It adds lyrics for you. But if I don't have time to go through and fix its mistakes, you'll see crazy mistakes. And I'm going to go through and fix the lips one. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Hold on. This is so cute. Hold on. Let me share this so you guys can see it. Oh my God. This Muppet is so adorable. It looks like a birthday Muppet in a box. Hold on. I got to do this. How do I do that? Why am I having such a hard time? Megan, remember how to do these things. There we go. Look how cute. I love it. Good job. And Sheila says, thank you. You just made my day, Megan. Aw, well, you're welcome. And let me check super tips real quick. Okay, we're not missing any there. And let me just make sure that I didn't miss any Cash App or Venmo notifications, because sometimes those are slow to come in. And I want to make sure that I capture all of those if any of you sent anything there. We're good on Cash App. Let's see Venmo. I think we're good there too. Okay, great. We are all caught up on Super Chat. So I'm going to play for you. I'll play the new song again. But again, pay no attention to the badly done lyrics or spelling of the lyrics. I will fix it when I have some time. I made that really quickly today. So obviously it's not all totally accurate, which is why you're like, wait, those aren't words. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night. See you later.
Legally lips, oh what a name. 5 years of law, her claim to fame. Giant lips, they steal the show. She waltzes in, they seem to grow. Negligent suits, they piled up fast. Her legal career, it didn't last. Legally lips, oh sensitive soul. Low self-esteem took quite a toll. Tacit stagery, her heart's desire. But the bar said, girl, you're playing with fire. Muppet remarks, she's quick to sue. Defamation, nah, it's just the truth. Botched a case, forgot the date, left her client in a sorry state. The bar stepped in, said lips behave. Discipline came like a tidal wave. Now she's crying in her Botox chair. Why is the world so mean and unfair? Legally lips, oh sensitive soul. Low self-esteem took quite a toll. Tacit surgery, her heart's desire. But the bar said, girl, you're playing with fire. Muppet remarks, she's quick to sue. Defamation, nah, it's just the truth. Na na na, na 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 na, na na na, na na na. Call me a Muppet, I'll see you in court. Her latest lawsuit, it's her favorite sport. But the judge just laughed, threw the case right out. Legally lips, what's this all about? Her lips so big they block the sun, yet she thinks she's fooled everyone. 5 years in, she had to quit before the bar could throw a fit. Now she's posing for selfies galore with lips that could knock you right to the floor. No defamation, just honest talk. Those lips could star in a Muppet walk. Legally lips, oh sensitive soul. Low self-esteem took quite a toll. Tacit surgery, her heart's desire. But the bar said, with her pouty frown. The lawyer who left with the plastic crown. Legally lips, we wish you well, but maybe